is Marek from Trading Academy. Again, I'm really happy to welcome you at this webinar because at this webinar we will go through kind of special techniques we are using in case of uh, just a second. We will share with you our techniques we are using in case of decision making of entries between altcoins and bitcoins, and it will be very interesting for you, I believe. Anybody who is interested in crypto, maybe this find this webinar actually very valuable. Something they will find something new, or you can find something new in that. So this is why we are doing that for you. And for me, I will show you some key elements I'm using and which actually help me in my profits on cryptocurrencies. For a trader, it's very important to be at right place and at right time and timing his trades on the base scenarios, let's say. So this is why we are doing this webinar, and you must stay here if you would like to see how I am analyzing capitalization and making decisions with nice statistical advantage. Even cryptocurrencies fields is new. We don't have much history. Still, I believe what we are doing, and it makes sense. And also, I do this with my real capital. This is why I'm sharing this with you in case to make you better trader. And for me, it is working so far very well. So yeah, fast introduction who I am and what the team is. My name is Marek. I've been trading futures full time for 2 years. Also, I traded cryptocurrencies, still trading cryptocurrencies, and now I am trading forex also and stocks. I'm trying to balance all the setups during between other markets and taking the best opportunities, and also share my knowledge with people who are interested in trading. And also, I am still learning to be better trader for lifetime. We are a team of professional traders. Again, we trading other markets, and we have people experience more than 10 years in our team who are trading at proprietary firm with clients' money and with big capital. So we are also interested in liquidity in case of opening positions on different markets like stocks, forex. Okay, this was fast introduction and what also we are doing before we will go to webinar with certain points. We upload regularly our content on our social media channels like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, where you can find our daily results, our scenario streamings, where you can ask whatever you want. We can look on the markets you would like to check, and I will be happy to answer your question there, and we can discuss something more. Also, we put our articles on web where we discussing or we are describing the techniques we are using on real markets, and we sharing this with you, and also nice point of view on economic situations. This is all for free. Also, people who are interested more deeply in our trading, we are running courses now in the moment, and you can just sign up if you are interested in our trading. Look at our results, you will see how good we are, and in case of interest, you can sign up again. Just smash the link below the video. You can go to our webinar for free, and I will be happy to answer your question there. The same we are doing for clients more deeply in case of our strategy. Okay, let's move on. I believe this was all for fast introduction, and please ask any question you want during the webinar. I will be happy to read your question and to make the webinar more interesting. Maybe I will ask some question during the webinar to make it more interactive. I'm just switching the screen and let's go. So first slide, how to maneuver between Bitcoin and altcoins. Let's look what our webinar is about, why you should watch this webinar. If you are more familiar with cryptocurrencies, it is perfect because we will explain you some of our trading techniques we are using on the crypto markets. Also, I will show you how I work with the market capitalization and its correlation between Bitcoin and altcoins. It is one of our pillar of our decision making in case of strategic entries into Bitcoin and altcoins. Really interesting information for you for free, and for somebody who is more familiar with swing trading, this is very important webinar, and you will see just a year. So first of all, we will look at the tools we are using very fast. It's free tools. I will share with you the links and everything. It's for free. Basic correlation between altcoins and bitcoins, market capitalization. This is what I would like to aim at first. It's very mandatory, and I will show you what I am searching in this case. And then we will look at another technique, which is our second pullback measurements. Then we will look at another technique which is market capitalization, divergence, and downtrend and uptrend techniques for, let's say, intraday timing of trades, and using, let's say, strategies for going to tether and back, what I used. And also what I'm also using, it is a technique in case of Bitcoin, market cap stabilization, and also horizontal volume techniques, which are very familiar on stocks, and we are using this on futures. But in case of altcoins capitalization and Bitcoin capitalization, we use this technique also. So let's move directly to the webinar. I'm just checking the questions. No questions so far. Let's go directly there. So free tools for analysis. We are using CoinTrader Pro. This is very interesting tool because it allows you to use capitalization data inputs into the layout of TradingView. So you have capitalization in TradingView layout in that fashion, and it's very interesting because you can put your analysis into another level. You can use drawing tools like in TradingView. Very interesting tool, and I'm using this for more than a year. Also, you can use coin market capitalization tool. I'm using this more for, let's say, check after some time if their capitalization are the same, because this tool is based on the input you are using, and you can use coin market cap. In this case, for Bitcoin capitalization, I'm using uh, Paprika market capitalization. So yeah, let's look at another slide and directly to the techniques we are using. But maybe before, I would like to share with you the capitalization tool I'm using. It's very interesting. You have this web page here, and with blue color, the blue color stands for or show us altcoin capitalization, and orange one is used for Bitcoin capitalization. We will work with that, and you see the capitalization numbers. It is in dollars here on the left side, and of course you see the time. So really interesting tool for using, and I will show you some technique I'm using in case of decision making on entries. So the first one is basic correlation between altcoins and Bitcoin capitalization. Uh, Most of the time, capitalizations of Bitcoin and altcoins are correlating. It's very important information to see, and you've seen, for example, here on this slide, and on in the video or in the article, we showed you that in case of uptrend, usually altcoins go in general with the same direction. The capitalization, it goes that way, but it's very important to spot, let's say, faster movement and pullbacks. In case of faster movement, here example of capitalization of altcoin, we've seen a deeper pullback. This is how the markets are working, because usually fast movement, which is not covered with really interesting fundamentals, which are on long term, uh, if you in case of speculation, usually it's going very fast down. The same also Bitcoin. You see that pump up, but capitalization went directly from the impulsive movement here. What happened with Bitcoin, the same altcoins. So in case of trading this both pair, be prepared that in case of catching the movement, you should go until you see the weakness of the trend, and then you should liquidate your position in case of long, and then find short scenario, and you should aim for the market in case of short scenario with a higher percentage of gain. It's better to short altcoins in the moment here than Bitcoin right here. Makes sense. I will show you the techniques more deeply in this webinar, and I will be happy to answer a question there. So let's move to our technique, or maybe I will show you then more techniques in reality on the charts. Other thing what we are using is pullback measurements. Uh, we use this kind of divergence, but I will describe you this more precisely. In case of similar previous movements for both market, it's better to focus on the market with weaker pullbacks unless strong counter movement is performed. Let's look what happened, for example, here. Altcoin capitalization went a little bit slower in case of pullback. There was not so much huge pullback in case like in Bitcoin situation. Let's look what happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin from that point went directly here. So we've seen a much bigger percentage pullback, and in that case, it's better to focus on the market in the moment. If you are speculating in original direction, with it's better to go with the market with lower pullbacks in that case. And you've seen what happened in that moment. Also, I will show you another example. Let's look also at trading view or trading view capitalization, and also here we've seen from percentage gain. Just I will show you. Okay, you see that in case of Bitcoin, we've seen this pullback. It was 12%. But in case of capitalization, it should be similar, but it should be a little bit, yeah, 12%, the same. Meaning that the pump should be a little bit should be same in case of percentage gains, but in case what happened here, Bitcoin, it has been much more. It was 30%, and in that case, if you have this strong divergence of pullbacks, meaning that it's better to focus on altcoins in the moment because smart money would like to keep this market on high prices, or they are not leaving. They are not leaving this market. This is what capitalization tells us. So this is very important to look at this that way from smart money pointer and percentage of gain, which market you should focus on. Okay, let's look at our technique, what we are using, and it is market capitalization divergence. These two or these tactics can help you with identification of inflow and outflow of smart money between Bitcoin and altcoins markets. What is the logic? If you see, for example, here, let's look at this G and H points, and you see that Bitcoin capitalization is rising, but altcoin capitalization here is decreasing. What does it mean? It means that smart money or big capital flow is more focused on Bitcoin in that case, and uh, also there is good prerequisite for speculation on Bitcoin up move with a higher percentage. And you see also that Bitcoin after that went directly up with much more stronger movement. It's very important to look at that because you see some accumulation from a smart money point of view, and in that case I usually bet more. I usually bet on the market with positive divergence in a moment because I would like to go with smart money, and always as a trader, as a retail trader, I am not able to influence the market price, and in that case I would like to go with inlines with smart money and spot the smart money flow and be on the right side. So this is the capitalization divergence. Also, similarly, it happened several times in capitalization history. Let's look at that just very fast. I will show you. Just you can just checking now what is happening here, and when you see that, I will maybe go lower time frame. It's a very easy technique. It's very similar to indicator techniques, just divergence with volume and so on. Also, I'm using this on futures. Just a second, and I will show divergence here. What happened, for example, with altcoin and Bitcoin at the moment. Okay, let's look at December, and you see the markets. One market went up and one went down. And here you see that Bitcoin in this era went down, and altcoins in the moment, if you see here, went up. So it's better to speculate on altcoin up movement, and you see that uh, absolutely different dynamic here. So just from showing you, I will show you again a little bit stronger. You see that from this point of view of altcoins, this movement was much more stronger, and it's better to bet on the market with positive divergence and in line with smart money flow. I'm just pick this on random. You can try to search more about that, and you will find that in line with decision making. In that case, I would like to more trade. I would like to trade more altcoins in that case. A few weeks ago, if you okay, I will just wait. Maybe somebody can just look at this time frame and let me know which maybe month or date, and we will look at it. Okay, no answer so far. So for me, I see the divergence exactly right here. You see that Bitcoin rise a little bit stronger, and I will show you from percentage point of view. You see that Bitcoin again before this impulsive movement, 22%, but altcoins, that case, gain only 10%. So the gain here was for Bitcoin, and meaning that smart money were in line or were more inclining to bet on Bitcoin. And also from point of view from final result, what happened? Just go with percentage. Don't look about this. Don't look on these dynamics. It doesn't matter. It's mainly about the percentage gain of capitalization. Bitcoin gain 121% since push up, and altcoins gain 100%. So it was better in case. Also, it's just capitalization, but from the dynamics movement, we've seen that Bitcoin price went a little bit higher than altcoins in general. So it's better to focus on the market which we anticipate higher capitalization. So this is the divergence theory and the examples from real world. Another really nice technique is downtrend and uptrend techniques. It's really important to make decisions when, for example, altcoins and bitcoins are very correlating together or are very close together with the movement. In that case, it's very important to choose what market to trade, and also it's very important to, let's say, to decide on the side you would like to bet. So in that case, I will show you on the real charts. I believe it will be, or maybe here. So I will start here. You see that in this period, we've seen that altcoins and Bitcoin capitalization is correlating. Altcoin going down, the same Bitcoin we see this. But in case of altcoin capitalization, you see higher percentage, and then Bitcoin it is 50 above 50%, Bitcoin 40. In that case, it's better to short because we are in downtrend. We are going always with impulsive movements. So we've seen, just look at that from price action perspective, from the systems we are using in line with the horizon. We should go with the smart money techniques, and we've seen impulsive movement down, corrective movement, impulsive movement down, corrective movement, impulsive movement, and so on. Corrective movement, then impulsive. You see the dynamics that it took so much time for market to get here, but we seen aggressive movement up, corrective movement, aggressive movement up. So in that case, we always time the trades in line with our horizon strategy, and we use smart money techniques that in that case we would like to bet on altcoins. And also many people which aren't ever about that, and they are stupidly, I would like say it stupidly, they are in line with the whole technique. They are not aware about smart money strategies and how they are using flow of the money. They are just holding their coins, and they are not trading that, which is, I think, this is their pity waste of time of checking the markets, in case if you are not able to use this information in real world for your purpose, for your benefit. So this is, for me, it's very important to educate people to see what is happening in the markets, and don't hodl here your coins in case, or here in case that you see that your altcoins are likely to lose about 80% of their, let's say, buying price. So be aware of that, please, and use these techniques. Okay, back to the technique. It's simple to trade more volatile market. So in that case, I see more volatility on altcoin markets, and I would like to stick with margin trading. In case of margin trading, short the altcoins. We measure inflow and outflow percentage gains and compare it with price changes of the altcoin. It's very important to check also not only capitalization but price changes. If capitalization is going much higher, like, I mean, the dynamics is much higher in case of altcoins, we should see similarly something on price. But there is correlation, but it is not always the rule. So you need to check this also and pick the best altcoins with nice opportunities in short scenario. Also, the same applies for down and uptrend. Here also you see that altcoins here got interesting percentage, 87% from the bottom, but Bitcoin only 50%. In that case, it's better to join movement somewhere here. For example, breaking this important support, going with this consolidation in line with impulsive movement, change of the trend direction. Here you see lowering the dynamic, and again impulsive movement down. If you, in case you are in this position, leave the position. Wait, what will happen? Interesting information for you from, in case of capitalization, use correlation, divergence, and uptrend price action technique with in line with a whole strategy, and you will be safe money wise. You will not be able to lose 90% of your capital, as some people are able to do that or can do that. Just hodl for all time. Okay, I believe this is for our main techniques. In the moment, I will just check the question because I think this there are a lot of information in the moment what we are using and we are considering in case of timing our entries. That can be a little bit difficult for beginner. Okay, so no questions so far. Perfect. Let's look at Bitcoin and market stabilization. In that case, it's very also interesting area. If, for example, if Bitcoin is stabilized here, as you see, or here, then you need to check how altcoins are reacting, and always better to focus on the market with higher volatility in the moment. And during this era, you see that Bitcoin had about 11% and altcoins 20%. In that case, with margin trading, focus on altcoins. The same way with that era also. Bitcoin during this stabilization period, it was 28%, altcoins 42%. So absolutely huge difference. And in case of trading, it makes like difference between hell and heaven. Really, it's very important to focus on the volatility in that case, and to stay with the market where is likely to be or to have bigger movements, bigger momentum, and stay with her. Definitely, as a retail trader, it is better if you are not using like scalping techniques for a few ticks or 10 ticks. It's better to stay with altcoins in the moment. Okay, let's look for more examples on the real Coin Trader Pro tool. So, for example, if you see this period of time, which was 107 days, when Bitcoin is in this stabilization, it's very hard to make money from that because usual technique which are used for that is like going from the edges of these stabilization zones, like shorting here, longing here, shorting here, unless market leave this consolidation. The same for altcoins, but for altcoins you have much more, let's say, probabilities on your side because the movements are a little bit higher. And for example, you can time the trade from this support. We've seen some our pattern, horizon pattern, so I see some reaction here on that level. You could go with one to one and so on. Really interesting for you, and with some leverage, you are able to make some money. Also here you see very interesting short scenario with impulsive movement, going with up, impulsive movement down, impulsive movement up, and now we have correction, meaning that if we have impulsive movement down, we would like to go in line with the trend until we've seen impulsive movement up. Really interesting information for you in case of capitalization, and definitely nice to trade with the margin, the markets, which which give you, let's say, bigger probabilities on the movement. Let's look also from the history. Like you've seen stabilization zone in the moment also here, but you see that the capitalization of altcoins is a bit much higher dynamics in that case, and it's better to trade that. You see that from a capitalization point of view, from Bitcoin, it was very hard to trade this, for example, this support. You could trade here, but from altcoin, you see that the percentage was a little bit higher. From that point, with leverage up to 20, you were able to make, for example, from that around 12%. From Bitcoin, it will be only like 5%, 6%. So you see the difference why you should aim for the market uh, with higher volatility in that case, and it's very important for your probabilities, and this is why also we would like to share this information with you. Okay, one of the last technique I would like to share with you is horizontal volume techniques. Horizontal volume helps to identify accumulation period and also which players are involved in the movements. Usually, uh, if you use this capitalization, you see that, for example, here when Bitcoin was accumulating or altcoins were accumulating, in this case I used accumulation volume of altcoins. You see that volume is rising, and in that case it's very likely that market in the end will go in line with this accumulation. Why? Because you've seen also uh, market capitalization is rising, and we've seen this also on horizontal volume for long term. It means that somebody is accumulating and would like to push the market forward. It's not like always 100%, but you have like 80% probability that it will happen. And the same here. You see that volume is going up, and also capitalization going up in that case, meaning that volume should confirm the trend, and it happened with the capitalization. In this case, we seen here and here, and this is why we are still bullish on altcoin and Bitcoin in the moment, and we are waiting just for correction to our level. We share with you on our streams, and this is why it's more likely that we will go in the end upside. Even if we will take a loss, this is really good trade, and we need to maintain our statistic only with one good trade and one good trade and one good trade. Okay, I believe also if you look from, for example, here, uh, in case of volume, if you look here, also it happened there that that case that volume should confirm the trend, and in the end, capitalization went up. What's really interesting is always focusing on the pullbacks back. If there is, you know, Counter Strike, which is also dynamic, means okay, there are participants against the previous trends, which are stronger and stronger. I mean, like, okay, maybe we are or with high probability, it is it can happen that in the end market will change the direction. In that case, it happened, but till now we have seen some volume, and it is also very important to check the volume with the corrective movements against you. The pullbacks should be in corrective movements. If you see examples here, like here, it's like perfect example of impulsive movement up with volume, corrective movement, impulsive up with volume, corrective movement, impulsive movement up with volume, and if there will be lower dynamic here, it's perfect scenario for getting into trend with the cryptocurrencies. So this is why you should check our stream on daily basis, and you will be in line with really nice opportunities with nice probabilities on your side, and you should not lose money with us. Okay, I believe our technique were precisely shown. I can also use this. I will show you more from this chart what I'm talking about, and what we are anticipating in the moment with Bitcoin and altcoins. Okay, in the moment we've seen this impulsive movement in the moment, and we are in correction. This correction should be now deeper because we've seen parabolic uptrend, and we are considering 30% of correction, about 30%, about 28%, depends. But in the moment, I do not like this impulsive movement down, meaning that we believe that there is a high probability that Bitcoin and altcoins should consolidate a little bit for longer here in the moment. Also, we have summer period in front of us, and I would not be so positive as somebody if somebody is in case of summer uptrend. I would wait for, let's say, deep correction, deep slowing, deep correction and slowing down the dynamics of corrective movements. Then we can consider buying the Bitcoin or altcoins or timing our trades. But if in case if you are considering to entry the markets in the moment, I would a little bit wait for these levels as we described here in Bitcoin. This is our key level, and we should see some reaction and slowing down. There will be perfect timing for join the movement of general trend. This is why also we use correlation between altcoins and so on, and we can go with one of our techniques we are using, for example, divergence or pullback correlation, or maybe maybe I can ask you if you what technique would you like to see there in case of support and resistance level here of capitalization of Bitcoin and altcoin. For me, what I would like to see actually it is let's say corrective movement down, of course, and there should be let's say slow. The dynamics should be a little bit slower in case of pullback. But here it will be very important what can happen here. Definitely, we should see a bigger pullback on Bitcoin because of this rally with what happened with Bitcoins. Altcoins should have a slower pullback, not so deep. And if there will be some correlation again between altcoins and Bitcoin, then it will be fine. You see that also from point of pullbacks, both markets are correlating. There is no market in the moment which have significantly, uh, let's say, shallower pullback, not so deep. So in the moment we are in line with correlation. And in this case, I would wait for that touch. The same with altcoins. Maybe altcoins will touch this little bit sooner than Bitcoin. But in case of Bitcoin, if we see some stabilization here, it will be rise opportunities for some rally here to speculate for 10, 20, 30% of bumps on altcoin side. This is my scenario, what I'm working with in the moment, and you will see what will happen. Definitely, this capitalization tool can help you very much in case of decision making, where your money should be more safe or where is more likely that you will make more money. Okay, let's move to I believe last slide, and thank you again for showing me interest in this webinar. And we would like to give you some interesting information also what we are offer to people. If you are interested more about how we are gaining money in cryptocurrency fields, by the way, I made on crypto in 2017 around 70%, 700% in general, and this is why I believe you should be aware of that and don't leave, let's say, don't leave your profits on table, as Mark Douglas says in his book, but be consistent with your taking profits. Use our technique we are sharing with you, and you will be very safe. Or just check us on stream and be aware what we are thinking about actual situations. This is and also we would like to push your knowledge more further in that case, and for very serious traders or people who would like to push their trading for higher professional levels, we offering the content, uh, our trading program. And this content consists of few points, very interesting points, which I believe are very interesting, and it didn't happen to me before. I haven't seen course like that before, where actually you can interact with professional trader on daily basis, or and going through his trades on real scenarios more deeply. I always been on some forums, and our, let's say, teacher, trader, pro trader show us as a student show us his entries, but there was not much deep uh, explanation about this trade and so on. And this is what we are not doing actually. We are very deep in our descriptions, and any student can ask me interactively about anything, and I am happy to answer his question. So let's go to the content of our trading program, what it is consist of. The first of all is learning from the actual situation of the markets. We are trading live rates in the moment, and for example, I have now two trades open on Forex. Also, I trade today. I trade stocks. Also, I trade futures on SME. I took today several trades, and this is what we are sharing with our students. We are real traders with real money, with our own, with my own account, also with our proprietary account, and we are making real performance. Also, as a trader, after every lesson, you will have access to our records, because in case of missing our class, uh, for example, for family duties or work duties, you are able to access our records again and check the lesson you missed. And also, it's better for you or somebody can find this better for learning again, like repetition and so on. Really interesting feature, always accessible for you, not for limited time, but always. Tutorials and classes how to trade on exchanges with leverage. I'm trading mainly on BitMEX, but also we can trade cryptocurrencies on Bitfinex. We are shorting cryptocurrencies and so on, really interesting information. And I will be happy to also share something, some my trades with my personal account more publicly, what I'm doing on the market in line with our Horizon strategy, which is kind of unique. We use unique patterns which are not very commonly used, which is actually not the edge itself. We use edge of statistical advantage, how and we are, let's say, spotting how hedge funds or in case of cryptocurrencies, how wells are gaining the positions. Really interesting information, and you will gain that knowledge and you can inbuild into your system you are using. You can watch us trading real money with trust strategies we share with you and learn. Also, again, as mentioned, today I took four trades, and just for example, I can share you my trades on forex in the moment. I have opened two trades, 300 open profits on Japanese pair in the moment. I'm shorting Canadian Japanese yen and USD Japanese yen. The moment. Let's look on the chart here. Shorting from that level, our horizon pattern, we should go down. Let's look also. Let's look also another point we doing for you. It is so many points there. I believe it's really interesting for you. We will review your trades every lesson. After every lesson, students get homework and they should perform their homework, and after that we will look at their work, how they are analyzing markets to make sure that they understand the knowledge we share with them properly. And in that case we would like to let's say review their output to make sure that they are performing well on the markets, and they will be. And for more let's say for more advanced traders, we also including individual approach with every student. For example, we are coaching people also including with this lesson that sometimes we also can manage our lesson in line with the demands of our students, the time and so on. And also in case of personal coach assistants, we are able to discuss the student or the professional trader who would like to be coached more deeply, his psychology, his trading skills, to let's say make it in line with our insight, his insight, and make him a better trader. This is our mission, to be better and make people better trader. So I believe all the points are clear, and I think if you have any question, you can ask right now before we will leave. I believe today we share with you 6 points of techniques we are successfully using on cryptocurrency markets from point of view of capitalization. I think this is not very common to use it in this nice drawing ways as we share with you in the moment. Really nice information for free, and this is how I gained several 100% on altcoins and Bitcoin markets. If there is no question, again, thank you very much for watching, and I believe that you got an idea how we are operating on the markets, that we are just look at our weekly results, how we are trading the futures, forex, cryptocurrencies, and stocks. We are gathering the best opportunities on the markets, and for free we are sharing this on our streams. Just watch our stream, be in line to pull the trigger, learn, and I believe in long term you will be successful with us. So if you are interested again into our strategy, just click on our offering below the stream, and you can get the strategy which will be the, let's say, appealing for you, and I will be happy to meeting you at our webinar and testing lesson. Also, please don't forget to share this video or the stream or our content to anybody who is trading and who is seriously interested in his development as a trader, and he would like to be, let's say, more focused on the best opportunities in general on the markets. And this is why we are doing that for, let's say, low cost. We are making money. I'm making money from my account mainly, and our trading academy is like just side. Our trading academy is just side project. So this is just for fun and make people better traders. So I believe this is all for today. Thank you again for watching, and I believe that you've got the best from that. Please use these techniques very wisely in line what I said to you, just checking maybe several times to make sure that you understand this very well if in case you miss this stream because you had opportunity to ask me here any question you want and we could go much deeper into these techniques, but maybe next time. And meanwhile, I wish you take the best trade on cryptocurrency markets. Take care, take the best trades.